Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler Day. If you don't know who I am, I'm the co-founder of OptimizeToConvert.com. Optimize to Convert is a brand that's all about affiliate marketing. So my brother Peter and I have been in the affiliate marketing space since 2012 and have generated 8 figures in affiliate commissions. And what we like to do is we like to actually provide some value back to the community and bring you guys some free education here on the channel. So let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking all about Facebook targeting options, kind of what your options are when it comes to targeting on Facebook, and really what I suggest as far as targeting goes. So let's see. So when it comes down to Facebook targeting, we have a few different options as far as what we can actually do, who we can show our ads to. So really, of course, the main option that we have for targeting is interest targeting. So interest targeting is good. I mean, Facebook has a lot of different interests, and it definitely works, like testing different interests that are related to whatever offer you're promoting. So for example, if you're testing something like car insurance, there's interests like vehicle insurance. If you're doing interest targeting, you usually have a good variety of different choices to choose from. The only exception is if you're doing special categories. So if you're doing anything that's related to somebody's credit or housing or employment, those type of campaigns, the targeting is going to be a little bit more narrow. So where traditionally you might have several thousand interests to target with non-special category ads, or special category, you're going to basically be limited to like a few hundred different interests, okay? Which is where the next type of targeting comes in very handy, which is broad targeting. So we really like broad targeting. Broad targeting can do very, very well on Facebook. And what do I mean by broad targeting? I basically just mean not specifying any interest and leaving the age and gender demographics wide open. So, basically, you'd think this is counterintuitive. You'd think that by not specifying any interests that it would not really perform very well. But the reality is that, oftentimes broad targeting really does work. And, we can be really surprised sometimes where some offers really do best without any sort of targeting, okay? So, with broad targeting, it really makes sense to do broad targeting when you have a campaign that has mass appeal. So, for example, on something like car insurance, that could definitely work with broad targeting because everybody needs a car and everybody's required to have insurance for their car. Okay, so something like that, even, if you had an offer that was a little bit more obscure, sometimes those offers can also do well with broad targeting, okay? So, of course, we have behavioral targeting, and, that's basically a subset of interest targeting, but behavioral targeting is basically just a type of interest where Facebook is targeting certain types of user behaviors on the platform, okay? So, other targeting options that we have, we can obviously target our location. So location targeting is important. Oftentimes location targeting comes into play if you're just, especially doing lead generation offers, because, oftentimes with lead generation offers, they can't run in every single state. So maybe it runs in 30 out of 50 states, or even in a few different states in the country. Oftentimes you're going to need to do some location targeting. Now, if you are doing location targeting, one tip that I have for you would be to make sure that you switch the default setting from living in and recently visited. So switch default from living in or recently visited. This is the default. So when you're targeting a location, Facebook is going to default to living in or recently visited that location. You want to switch that to just living in that location. Okay, now with location targeting, if you're targeting specific cities or stuff like that, it's going to be a plus 15-mile radius that they're basically they don't allow you to target like only one specific little area. You used to not be able to do this with special category, but they kind of bended the knee and allowed us to at least target locations plus 15 mile for special category. All right, and the next option is your placement targeting, right? So, where the ad is running, if it's running on Facebook, if it's running on Instagram, if it's running on the audience network, if it's running on the news feed, location or placement targeting is definitely very important. So typically when I'm testing a campaign, I'll start off just testing the news feed. So the news feed is usually the best placement. I mean, it's where the best traffic comes from on Facebook generally. But you definitely will want to test some other other placements like the audience network or Instagram, or if you're running video ads, the video placements, or even the marketplace placement. So, that doesn't mean that other placements can't do well, but usually the other placements can be a little bit more speculative. Like if you're running on the audience network, chances are they're showing your ad on just like third-party apps like Tinder and stuff like that. So one thing to note as well is that soon the audience network may or may not become kind of obsolete. So, this is an article from CNBC here, and basically Apple has recently announced that the iOS 14 could basically is basically not going to be really supporting the audience network. So Facebook gets a lot of traffic from like Apple applications, like iPhone applications, like Tinder and stuff like that. So Apple's upcoming iOS could lead to more than a 50% drop in its audience network advertising business. Facebook said its apps on iOS 14 will not collect IDFA, which is a unique device ID number that allows advertisers to better target ads and estimate their effectiveness. Okay, so Apple has shown a lot of hostility towards Facebook, and they're definitely not very friendly with Facebook tracking the users in their applications and stuff like that. It's just going to be something to keep an eye on. So, if you're mainly relying on the audience network for your placements or for targeting certain users, really you may only have the choice to really focus on promoting in the newsfeed. So aside from these targeting options, the next type of targeting would be lookalike audience targeting. So lookalike audiences are very, very powerful targeting mechanisms. So in order to use a lookalike audience, of course, first you need to create a custom audience, and you can do this in the audiences section of your ad account. And this is based on your pixel activity. So if you don't have your pixel placed, you really need to have that. So you must have your pixel placed. Lookalike audiences are generally very, very strong. So if you have a pixel placed, after the user completes your landing page or after the user completes your offer, you can actually build out audiences to target based on those activities. Okay. So lookalike audiences should always be tested. If you have a campaign and you're not testing lookalike audiences, it really needs to be something that you focus on, because above and beyond all of these other targetings like interest targeting or broad targeting, lookalike audiences are usually the most reliable as far as bringing in profit consistently. The reason why is because they're based on real conversions of people that have taken real action on your ads. So anyways, guys, these are just some of the major targeting options. If you're looking for more help on this stuff, go ahead and head over to our site, optimizetoconvert.com, and check out our products tab. We have a course called the Social Lead Gen Blueprint that's super helpful. as far as, if you're just trying to learn Facebook and you just want to, get some newer strategies. I just made this course a few months ago, so this is really kind of the latest up-to-date stuff, and you're going to get a whole lot of value out of it. So anyways, guys, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.